Good morning and welcome, friends, family, faculty, staff, and most importantly, candidates for degrees to Angelo State University's 2016 Spring Commencement. My name is Don Topliff, and as the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, it's my pleasure to serve as your host for today's events. Now, if you would, please rise and remove cover. And for the presentation of the colors by the Angelo State University ROTC Ram Guard. Immediately following, Mr. Kun Kirkland will lead our singing of the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts marched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
If you would, please remain standing for the invocation to be given this morning by Mr. Joe Munoz, the Senior Executive Assistant to the President and General Counsel. Mr. Munoz.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we enjoy a milestone in so many lives today, we thank you for the support you have offered through family, friends, instructors, and so many more. The students who will cross the stage each have their own unique stories that culminate in their achievement recognized today. We give thanks for the talent, tenacity, and spirit of each. Pray that you will continue to bless them, guide them throughout their lives. In your name we pray, amen.
You may be seated. Seated with me today are members of the official platform part I'd like to introduce and ask to stand at this time. If you would, please hold your applause until all of the introductions have been announced. First, from the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System, the Honorable John D. Esparza. Deans, Dr. Clifton T. Jones from the College of Business. Dr. Susan E. Keith from the College of Graduate Studies. Dr. Leslie M. Mayran from the Archer College of Health and Human Services. Dr. John J. Miazga, Jr. Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Paul K. Sweats, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and Dr. John M. Wagner, Jr., Dean of the Freshman College. Also with us on the platform are Mr. Joe Munoz, Senior Executive Assistant to the President and General Counsel, Shell, President of the Faculty Senate, and Mr. Jarrett Lujan, President of the Student Government Association. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. At the heart of every great university is its faculty, who guide and mentor their students. And I'd like to ask at this time that members of our faculty present today please stand and be recognized. It's now my pleasure to introduce Regent John D. Esparza of the Texas Tech University System Board of Regents for comments. Regent Esparza.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, proud moms and dads, grandparents, most of all, our distinguished graduates, members of the class 2016. Your day is here. It is my distinct honor to join with Angelo State University alumnus in representing the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System at today's commencement. We are so pleased and so very proud to share this wonderful occasion with all of you. Now, I can say from experience that few events generate more smiles than a university commencement. Smiles that reflect the accomplishments of you, the graduates, the pride, and in some cases, the relief of your parents, many of which are getting a raise today, by the way. As members of the class of 2016, you leave Angelo State University with a fine education, one that will serve you well in the years and decades ahead. Because of you, you are a changed person. In many ways, a very different person from the one who enrolled 4, 5, or fewer on the same plan as me. Let's just say it was north of 5 years ago. This is appropriate because change will be the one constant you will face in your future. Among the many things we have done for you on this journey to get today, preparing you for that change has been paramount. If you this morning, and my comments are brief, embrace that change. Don't fear it, and remember that your education does not end today as you cross this stage. It truly only begins. Keep that passion, that thirst for knowledge, and you will find it in every charge you keep. Take each and every task that is ahead of you from this day forward as your opportunity to demonstrate your value, your skill. You all have talent. Share it. This is what will set you apart as an ASU alum. Task you accept leads to another, and before you know it, you've paved a way to the next big change in your career. And it will be different for each and every one of you, but important to all. A second wish for you today, be inspired. Take on the next chapter of your life with such infectious inspiration that your sheer grit alone is what will designate you as a leader. Don't blend in when you were born to stand out. And as always, remember that no matter how versed we believe we have become, no matter how much we have studied good leadership, that great leadership is a gift given by those who follow. Surround yourself with talented teams, and in your career, before you know it, you'll have a long line behind you. Give respect, give loyalty, and I promise it will return to you tenfold. Finally, in our changing world, we have few constants beyond family, so remember your loved ones on this occasion. Your family has been there from the beginning, encouraging you and supporting your dreams. Thank them and return the favor by providing the same for your children. As you depart this place, remember, you are a permanent member of the ASU family. As your alma mater, ASU has helped shape. Now, you will shape ASU. And there is no better testament to a university than the success of its graduates. We welcome you as contributors to ASU's legacy. Remember, be passionate, be inspired. And on behalf of the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University system, please accept my congratulations and very best wishes. Thank you. May God bless you all, and through you, may He continue to bless this great state and this wonderful home. Thank you very much.
It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the fifth president of Angelo State University, Dr. Brian J. May.
It is both an honor and a pleasure today to introduce to you Mr. Quang T. Nguyen. He's the CEO of LSE Global Trade and Investment as your spring commencement speaker. By the end of this ceremony, you will all have something in common with Mr. Nguyen. You will all be Angelo State graduates as well. As CEO of LSE Global in Washington, Mr. Nguyen specializes in education, trade, consulting, and investments in the U.S. and Vietnam. That is an impressive title, but the story of how he got to that position is even more remarkable. As a native of Vietnam, Mr. Nguyen and his father were among the large contingent of Vietnamese refugees who fled the communist oppression home country in the late 1970s. They were commonly referred to as the boat people, but because they crowded onto small boats and set sail on the open seas looking for a better life. The boat carrying Mr. Nguyen and his father was rescued after 5 days at sea. They ended up in a UN refugee camp in Indonesia for almost a year before being granted asylum in the U.S. With sponsorship by his uncle, they settled in Andrews, Texas, where Mr. Nguyen learned about Angelo State University through UIL competitions. After high school, he was awarded a Carr Scholarship to ASU and majored in mathematics and joined the ROTC program. He earned his bachelor's degree in 1996 and embarked on what would be a remarkable career in the U.S. Air Force. During his nearly 20 years in the Air Force, Mr. Nguyen rose to the rank of major and was involved in military's most advanced tactical, defense, and weapons system. He worked on the National Missile Defense System and all Air Force radar systems. He helped develop tactics and systems for the A-10 Warthog, the F-15, the F-16, and the F-22 fighter aircraft. He led the development and testing and integration of the Air Operations Center weapons system. He played a key role in developing cyber attack, cyber defense, artificial intelligence systems. Mr. Nguyen has also a major influence on Air Force personnel retention and strategic planning initiatives, both at the Pentagon and overseas. In 2011, he presented the analysis of future force structure that eventually became the framework for the U.S. troop drawdown in Afghanistan. And these are just a few of many of the highlights of his incredible career. Mr. Nguyen has never forgotten Angelo State University. Just in spring, in his capacity as CEO of LSE Global, he hosted an ASU delegation to Vietnam and helped set up a series of initiatives and agreements that will bring increasing numbers of Vietnamese students to the ASU campus in the coming years. Just as ASU has strong ties to many schools in South Korea, we are now fostering those same types of relationships in Vietnam, and we could have not gotten to this point without Mr. Nguyen's tireless efforts and support. He is an amazing story, and we are proud to count Mr. Nguyen among our distinguished international alumni. Please join me in thanking him for his many service years to our country and welcoming one of our own, Mr. Quang Nguyen.
Well, it's been about 20 years ago that I walked down the aisle here to receive my diploma, just like you will today. 20 years ago is a lifetime for most people, and for me, it's an absolute honor to come back home to ASU again and to join you today for the special occasion. I want to thank President May for the invitation to come back to speak to you today. In addition to Dr. May, I want to thank my good friend, Dr. Wanje Lee, a good friend along with Dr. Jones and Dr. Topliff for the memorable trip to Vietnam last April. Most important of all, I want to thank you all for giving me the chance and the opportunity to speak here today. The United States is the greatest country on earth. Now, from my standpoint, there are reasons that stands out, and two of the most important ones. First, it's the freedom to pursue your dreams, and second, the opportunity to achieve those dreams. And we'll get back to these points later. Now, I came to the United States about 33 years ago as a boat refugee. Now, my father and I, we escaped from Vietnam, from a communist country, during one of the biggest humanitarian crises at that time. At the end of the Vietnam War in 1975, the communists took over. There was now one country when there were two separate ones, and the communists implemented their policy. So the whole of Vietnam were in a state of change. Now, people from the South were fleeing the country for various reasons, but primarily to seek the freedom they have just lost. A few families started out at first, escaping from the boat, and pretty soon, millions. Now, my father was a South Vietnamese Army officer during the war. He worked with the U.S. forces down in the South. And because of his position in the Army, and because of our family's name and our presence, he was hunted by the Viet Cong during the war. And in fact, there was a bounty on his head as an officer. So after the war ended, he took our family and we hid out in a separate part of the country, and we became farmers so that they could not capture him and put him in concentration camp, or they call it re-education camp. It's a pretty harsh conditions in these re-education camps because 80% of the people who came to these camps never leave. So, immediately after the war, there were huge restrictions all over the country. You could not travel from one city to the next. You have to have papers before they allow you to travel. There's no freedom. There's no business opportunities. You cannot do business unless you were allowed to. So there was a huge burden on the population, when in fact, for thousands of years, they have lived under their own power. And that's part of the reason why people leave. About 5 years after the war ended, my great-grandfather passed away, my father's grandfather, and he could not even travel back to visit, to attend the last rites. He could not obtain papers, and even if he did, he knew that he was still being hunted. And so he decided to find opportunities for our family to leave. So he traveled to a seaside port, intending to find a boat for our family. Now, I begged to go with him during that time. I was 9 years old. So he took me. In 1982, we went to a portside city of Vũng Tàu, stayed with some cousins, and it was there that our cousins told them, there's a boat leaving tonight, so if you want a chance to go, you can go. The price is 3 gold bar leaves per person. Now, my father didn't have any money with him. He didn't intend to leave. And it was just he and I. So the cousin allowed us to borrow his money to pay our way for the chance. So in the middle of the night, I was woken up. We bicycled to a warehouse. And a man rushed us into the warehouse where literally there were hundreds of people in the warehouse. We sat around waiting for a few hours, and at about 3 a.m., someone opened the doors, and they said, "Be quiet, but it's time to go." So we filed out of the warehouse, carefully, quietly, sneaked our way to some rice paddies, wading through, and I can hear the ocean in the distance. We walked a little bit until we get to the shore. And suddenly, everybody starts running, rushing, pushing, shoving each other. And I try to keep up the best I can. My father dragged me along the way. We were wading through waters, waist high. And then there are suddenly people fighting each other, trying to scramble to somewhere. And that was when I felt I was being picked up by my father and thrown up. Someone from above grabbed me and pulled me into a small rowboat. And then we rowed out to sea for about 10 minutes, and then we got to a small boat, and they into the boat. After about 10, 15 more minutes, my father joined me on that boat. Now, it's a small boat. It was very crowded. There was sitting room only, sort of like you guys sitting in the chairs, except there's a lot of us. So we spent 5 days in the open sea, heading out. There were a lot of instances that I came to find out later, but the experiences are, we saw some boats in the distance that allow us to go, which we later find out to be, these are police patrol boats. Their mission is to keep people in the country, to not allow us to escape. These guys let us go because we paid them off. We dodged pirate ships because during this time, there was a lot of people leaving Vietnam. They carried their possessions with them. And so the pirates would troll the waters. They would capture boats. They would kill the men and the children. And they would sell the women into slavery. We escaped. We were on the edge of a storm. There were 35-foot waves, and our boat were at best 10 foot high. So I can literally sit on the deck, look up in the sky, and see the top of the wave. We were stuck in a whirlpool in the middle of the ocean. And we sat there and we looked up in the sky, and we noticed that the sun was going around the boat. And that's because we were caught in an eddy for hours. If we had continued, we would have been dragged to the bottom of the ocean. But the boat captain turned the boat into the whirlpool, heading into the center of the whirlpool. But that allows us then to pick up speed and slingshot our way out of the whirlpool, and we were able to escape after almost a day. We ran out of food after 3 days. All the foods were eaten. And then on day 4, no more water. We ran out of water. But we were fortunate enough to find a passing ship that gave us direction to some islands that they And so on the 5th day, we found that island and got on it. It was somewhere in the Indian Ocean, Indonesia. And but the good thing is that UN had set up little camps all over these islands to collect boat people like us. And so we were rescued by the UN refugee camp, and we stayed there for almost a year after we were transitioned to a bigger camp. A few things that I did learn was that warehouse, there was about 500 people there. Out of the 500 people that fought our way to the boat, 135 of us were on the boat. 135 people on a 6-man fishing boat. 6-man fishing boat that was designed to stay within the shores, not for the open sea. It was by the grace of God that we made it all the way through the way we did. So we stayed at the refugee camp for about a year, and through various programs with the U.S. And because my father was with the South Vietnamese Army, we were able to come here through the political asylum. My uncle sponsored us, and that's how we came to West Texas. After graduating from high school, I'll backtrack. Now, my father and I came here to the United States. My mother, my brother, my sisters, they were left behind in Vietnam. We didn't see them for 8 years. They originally came here because of the United States. Now, communism is good in certain parts, but it's bad in other policies. And so the country was on the brink of collapse. In 1987, if they did not change, their economy would collapse and people would go into starvation. So the United States says, we will help you out if, among some of the conditions, you allow the families that were separated to be rejoined together again. So it took us 3 years to get our family out. So they were able to join us in 1990. So I settled in Andrews, graduated from high school, and I came here to ASU under the Carr Academic Scholarship because, truthfully, I couldn't afford to go to school any other way. Because we came here with nothing, with literally the clothes on our back. I didn't even have a pair of shoes. My first pair of shoes I ever wore was here. So I went to ASU through the scholarship, through ROTC, and I worked odd jobs to be able to pay, just like many of you, and I made it through. After graduating from ASU, I got my commission through that 847 here and became a second lieutenant, States Air Force. I graduated with a math degree, so they said, hey, this kid's pretty smart. Let's make him a scientist. So I'm a math geek, if you will. Now, my career was pretty exciting. I did a lot of things. Early on in my assignment, I worked to help formulate the test for the National Missile Defense. And this is the sort of system where if there's a ballistic missile coming in from Russia, from somewhere, we would shoot this, launch from the ground, into space, and intercept this ballistic missile in space and take it out. I worked on the Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle. This is the program where we helped build the Delta and the Atlas rocket to shoot things into space, satellites, other things. I did a lot of other things. Airborne laser program, where we put a laser cannon in a 747. And that is designed to shoot down missiles as well. One of the greatest program, one of my beloved programs, is the A-10 aircraft. And that, it was a very antiquated aircraft before. When we came in, we started evolving that, building new software, putting on new capabilities in their plane. We turn it from a very, our term, dumb aircraft into a smart aircraft. It's now electronically linked to everybody. We can communicate, and we can put smart weapons. We turned it into the A-10C that you see today. That's out at Nellis, and so one of the best assignments I had, great friends out there. I was also the chief analyst for the Air Force's Joint Expeditionary Forces Experiment. In there, we do two things. We built the next generation command and control system for the Air Force, and then we test new weapons and tactics out at Nellis. And so we would bring aircraft from all over the world, our allies there, and we would test and experiment a new thing to be able to effectively work with each other and to put new tactics out in the field. And that helps us conduct better warfare, collaborate with our allies, and do wonderful things. I was deployed to the Middle East several times to help analyze the war. I traveled through Afghanistan, Iraq, and Qatar, and I did analysis for our forces there. I helped put together strategies, and I worked with the Afghans and the forces to be able to put down on a plan that eventually turned into the drawdown plan to pull our troops out of Afghanistan. After almost 18 years, the Air Force offered early retirement. We were overmanned. What that means is Congress allows us a certain number of personnel slots. During that time, they cut our personnel slot. We had the same number of people, but they allow us only a slightly smaller amount. So what that means is we got too many people, so they allow us to leave. So after 18 years, I retired early. So today, I'm coming back to help students less fortunate than me. You know, I was not able to go to school unless I was able to find ways to do that through their scholarship, through work. And so I decided part of my mission then would be to help students achieve the same as well. Few things I learned through my career is that life is different for everybody. There will always be challenges, and it is up to us on how we face those challenges. My father and I, we started over in the U.S. with nothing, and we were determined to make something of ourselves. I had to find ways to go to college and work for my grades. Also, there are always opportunities in the United States. If you look for it, if you work hard, it is out there. For me, life in the U.S. was challenging. It's a brand new country, a place I've never been. I don't know the language. I couldn't even speak English when I came here. But you know, I found good friends, good families, good people that helped me grow as a person, guide me through those early years. Then always look ahead, plan ahead, and work to achieve your goals. Each of my job in the Air Force is tough. It's a new job, a new learning experience, and I walked away from each one of them learning and becoming a much better person. Now I was fortunate because in the Air Force, there are great mentors, and I was able to find mentors at every place that I go. And it's something that you should as well, because they will help you achieve your dream. They will help you, guide you to be a person, principled person, and a leader. And lastly, always believe in yourself, because you will succeed that way. It's been a good 20 years since my graduation. I have learned a lot through my years at ASU, and much more while in the Air Force. And now I am looking forward to helping students all over the world find ASU and give them the same opportunity I had. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Wynn. When I hear that story, very simple words come to my mind. What's your excuse? So before awarding degrees, which is why we're here this morning, I'd like to recognize a group of undergraduate degree candidates whose outstanding academic performance has earned them special distinction. These are students who will graduate with academic honors. So with those graduating summa cum laude with a grade point average of 3.9 to 4.0, please stand. Those graduating magna cum laude with a grade point average of 3.7 to 3.89, would you please stand? And those graduating cum laude with a grade point average of 3.5 to 3.69, would you please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. We'd also like to recognize students who have completed graduation requirements for the Angelo State University Honors Program. Will those students graduating with high university honors and highest university honors please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. And now the moment we've all waited for, the certification and awarding of degrees. Would the candidates for the doctoral degree please stand and remain standing? President May, on behalf of the faculty, the deans, and I present the candidates for the doctorate degree. These candidates have fulfilled all requirements set forth by the university, and we recommend that each be awarded the degree earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas University System, I hereby confer upon each of you and upon those graduating in absentia the appropriate degree.
You may be seated. Would candidates for the master's degree please stand and remain standing? President May, on behalf of the faculty, the deans, and I present the candidates for the master's degree. These candidates have fulfilled all the requirements set forth by the university, and we recommend that each be awarded the degree earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System, I confer upon each of you and upon those graduating in absentia the appropriate degree.
Thank you. You may be seated. And now would the candidates for the bachelor's degree in each college please stand as your designated college is called and remain standing. First, from the College of Education. And from the Archer College of Health and Human Services. Remain standing, please. President May, on behalf of the deans and I, present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees. These candidates have fulfilled all requirements set forth by the university, and we recommend that each be awarded the degree earned.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas Tech University System, I hereby confer upon you and upon those graduating in absentia the appropriate degree.
You may be seated. We will now proceed with the individual awarding of diplomas. Faculty marshals, please for the graduates to be recognized. In order to keep the commencement ceremony progressing smoothly, please hold your applause until the last student from each department has been recognized. Also, I'd like to call to your attention the fact that there is a professional photographer who will take photographs of the candidates as they cross the stage and where they will pause for a picture with President May. Dr. Mark L. Hama, Professor of English, will announce the graduates' names.
College of Graduate Studies, Archer College of Health and Human Services, doctorate candidate. Leading doctorate candidates is the Archer College of Health and Human Services is Dr. Carolyn R. Mason, Program Director of Doctor of Physical Therapy, and Dr. Susan E. Keith, Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. Paul Fernando Arasola. Jade Michael Bradford. Catherine Margaret Coleman. Heather Renee Danielson. Katie Marie Davenport. Suzanne Elizabeth Deegan. Jennifer Lynn Pfaff. Trevor Hansen. Lisa Ann Henderson. Anika Christine Johnson. Katie Elizabeth Johnson. Shelby Brooke Jurek. Charity McCluskey. Shannon Diane McKenney. Heidi Sue Moyer, Phi Kappa Phi, Archer College of Health and Human Services, Outstanding Student Award recipient. Tevin Powers. Darren James Raptis. April Rue. Nikita Rodriguez. Matthew Stephen Schmidt. Benjamin Schneider. Jessica Taylor Secoy. Stephen Kyle Severe. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. The College of Graduate Studies, Archer College of Health and Human Services Master Candidates. Leading the Master's candidates as the Archer College of Health and Human Services is Dr. Leslie M. Mayrand, Dean of the Archer College of Health and Human Services, and Dr. Susan E. Keefe, Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. Christopher Ackerman. Nigel Adams. Victoria Ray Aguila, Phi Kappa Phi. Casey Alva Bates. Clayton Bewley. Caroline Page Brown, Phi Kappa Phi. Colton J. Buzzard. Veronica Flores Cantu. Lynette Nicole Carrillo, Archer College of Health and Human Services Outstanding Student Award recipient. Courtney Kraft, Archer College of Health and Human Services Outstanding Student Award recipient. Crystal Dawn de Hoyos. Michael DiGiacomo II. Victoria Rose DiGiacomo. Tyler James Downing, Phi Kappa Phi. Taylor Durier. Tara Michelle Edwards, Phi Kappa Phi, Archer College of Health and Human Services Outstanding Student Award recipient. Bailey Ehlers, Phi Kappa Phi. Tara Shea Gurn. Zachary Parker Guram. Rebecca Ann Hooper, Phi Kappa Phi. Jeffrey Neil Horal. Madison R. Huth, Phi Kappa Phi, Archer College of Health and Human Services Outstanding Student Award recipient. Kevin Carwer. Rainey Brianne Kinsey. Margaret Ellen Kaiser. Shelby Lee Klein. Austin Daniel Landon. Stacy Lahone. Leah Delyn Lemaire. Migdalia H. Lopez. Sam Ludicky, Phi Kappa Phi. Kayla Danielle Marshall. William Charles McKee. Maria Puente Medina. Travis Russell Noble. Lacey J. Orsak. Jungwoo Park. Julie Ann Parker. Arturo Perez. Blake Andrew Perez. Tyler Pinkney. Kelly Renee Pritchard, Phi Kappa Phi. Peter Kiganya. Jennifer Nicole Ramos. Dominique Rieger. Jason L. Reeves, Phi Kappa Phi. Kelly Maria Reynolds, Phi Kappa Phi. Jenna Lee Sabin, Phi Kappa Phi. Shayla Sabin. Morgan Blair Spearman, Phi Kappa Phi. Brooke Etheridge Sport, Phi Kappa Phi. Blanca Faith Suarez. Ashley Nicole Simmons, Phi Kappa Phi. Amanda Nicole Thurman. Claire White, Phi Kappa Phi. Nicolette Ann Wynn. Kyle Robert Young. Ashley Nicole Allwine, Phi Kappa Phi. Haley Danielle Zapata, Phi Kappa Phi. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. The College of Education. Leading the master's candidates in the College of Education is Dr. John J. Miazga, Dean of the College of Education, and Dr. Susan E. Keith, Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. Summer Ray Allen, Phi Kappa Phi. Alexandria Orand. Tracy Nicole Avery. Jared Scott Beebe. Billy Jack Brown. Frank Boer. Kimberly Deanne Burnett. Freddie E. Cantu. Matthew Castilleja, Phi Kappa Phi. Allison Lee Chandler. Ariel Blythe Colson Johnson. Billy Rochelle Colclazier, Phi Kappa Phi. Brandy Lee Crutchfield, Phi Kappa Phi. Melody M. Dottie. Shannon Lee Duffy, Phi Kappa Phi. Adrienne Christine Escobar. Rainey Ann Falconberry. Stephanie Ann Fields. Gabriel Antonio Fonseca Medina. Chantel Desiree Fontenot. Shane Futuma, Phi Kappa Phi. Timothy James Gastel. Joe David Gandar, College of Education Outstanding Student Award recipient. Berlin Janelle Gonzalez. Angelica Yvette Gonzalez, Phi Kappa Phi. Bethany G. Hernandez. Jackson Hill. Sheila Denise Holt. Christopher James Houston, Phi Kappa Phi. Catherine Ann Hull, Phi Kappa Phi. Carrie Levitt Jacobson, Phi Kappa Phi. Megan Ashley Jones. Amanda Walker Lambert. Nicholas Anthony Longoria, Phi Kappa Phi. Charita Anatrice Lewis. Shelby May Macias. Julio Cesar Martinez. Yvonne Priscilla Martinez. Danielle McDonald. Diana Christina McGee. Cecilia Marie Miller. Daphne Jean Mollett Riles. Caitlin Marie Moore. Laura Mungia. Lauren Michelle Murphy, Phi Kappa Phi. Sarah Irene Orsini. Amber Lynn Padilla. Judy Lynn Perez. Chelsea Nicole Pinkerton. Mandy Michelle Rhodes, Phi Kappa Phi. Kiva Lachey Roundtree Williams. Rebecca Ann Russell. Thelma Sanchez Lira. Jordan Shariah Suzanne Shockley. James Smith. Misty Dawn Speck. Nicholas Stamets. Jada Steinbach, Phi Kappa Phi. Nicole May Sir. Jennifer Ione Sullivan. Latonia Marcia Sutton, Phi Kappa Phi. Ashley Nicole Talley. Mackenzie Elaine Tatum. Jeffrey Don Tauber. Alawan Thomas. Yesenia Nicole Tobias, Phi Kappa Phi. Melinda Lynette Tovar. Samantha Leanne Wallace, Phi Kappa Phi. Erin Lene Warner. Thomas Dale Wheeler. Kathy Whitaker. Katrina Deshawn Williams. Megan Williams, Phi Kappa Phi. Jane Freeman Wilson, Phi Kappa Phi. Archer College of Health and Human Services. Leading the Department of Kinesiology is Dr. Stephen R. Snowden, Department Chair. Hannah Grace Cum Laude. Laura Danielle Allen, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi. Michelle Billingsley. Stephanie Joe Bledsoe. Graylin Breon Brown. Gabriela Castro. Shante Cyril Chaloux. Israel Cruz, magna cum laude. Kaylee Elizabeth Davis. Brian Ellison. Chandler Blake Evans. Morgan Lee Frierson. Clinton Cole Gallion. Amanda Renee Garcia, magna cum laude. Darian Glenn, magna cum laude, Phi Kappa Phi. David Michael Goggins, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. College of Arts and Sciences Distinguished Student Award recipient. Andy Gonzalez. Courtney Nicole Green. Mattie Catherine Harper. Shannon Joanne Hines, cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Dion Hill. Jasmine Hobbs. Rebecca Lynn Holt. Cody Dondre Jackson. Corey Richard Jacobs, magna cum laude. Caitlin May Gendrish. Ian Thomas Macklin, magna cum laude. Austin Gregory Matchek, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. John Stanley McCabe II. Daniel Joseph Ryan McInnes. Eva Alejandra Mendoza, cum laude. Bianca Denise Montecano. Mason Page Morris. Abby Michelle Moulter. Jacob Benjamin Nichols, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Carla Yvonne Palacios. Jose Angel Rangel, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, High University Honors. Lainey Michelle Robinson. Nathan R. Sanchez. Barton Laude, highest university honors. Brandon Jeffrey Scott. Haley Ashlyn Simpkins. Angela D. Snow, cum laude. Second Lieutenant Quinn Thomas Sokolnicki, cum laude. Jocelyn Faith Stakowiak. Atina La Tierra Stills. Brittany Villarreal. Ashley Malin Wheat, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Austin Daniel Woodruff. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. Leading the Department of Nursing is Dr. Rena Gabbert, Department Chair. Brianna Nicole Aranaga, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Elva Berryhill. Caitlin Marie Bible. Megan Camacho. Catherine Ann Camlin, cum laude. Jessica Coder. Morgan Irene Collins. Courtney Amber Diaz. Brittany Nicole Dowd, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Abram Zachary Farmer. J.C. Kaler Gaskamp. Holly Faye Gaston. Caitlin Louise Glover. Shanika Sherelle Guyton. Samantha Hale. Jeanette Hales. Maleni Hernandez. Jennifer Monique Holmes, cum laude. Morgan Marie Hume. Phoenicia Marie Johnson, cum laude. Rebecca Lynn Key. Caitlin Gabrielle Lombardi, cum laude. Elena Louise Marquez. Chris David Martin, cum laude, Alpha Chi. Olusemilur Owalana. Emily Nicole Perez, highest university honors. Mary Petty. Ashton Dwayne Randall. Jennifer Raquel Sanchez. Hillary R. Sanders. Catherine Hunter Smith, cum laude. Lauren Nicole Smith. Destiny Michelle Stevens, cum laude, Alpha Chi. Jennifer Ann Teed, cum laude. Megan Michelle Vasquez. Brian Andrew Voss. Miranda Page White. Lynn. Malin Deanne Winger, magna cum laude. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. Leading the Department of Physical Therapy is Dr. Carolyn R. Mason, Program Director of Doctor of Physical Therapy. Jesus Manriquez Guerrero. Peyton Leanne Hunter, cum laude, Alpha Chi. Samantha Paige Jones. Kara Lane Osborne. Barrett Johnson Pace. Corina Rodriguez. Trevor Smith. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. Leading the Department of Psychology, Sociology, and Social Work is Dr. James N. Forbes, Department Chair. Victoria Marie Aguirre. Denise Carol Amaro. Pooja Bhakta. Bethany Ann Blasingame. Corey Lewis Bolton. Bethany Jane Brunel, magna cum laude. Eliana Nicole Cantu. Brianna Carnegari. Vanessa Marie Carrasco. Elizabeth May Chavarria. Monica Cordova, cum laude. Kristen Covey. Jessica Guillen Cuevas. Tristan Lane Davis, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, highest university honors. Cristina Celeste Diaz. Rafaela S. Diaz. Jason Race Douglas. Devin Nicole Dunn. Abigail Faust. Mariel Donette Flores. Nikki Garcia Garcia. Monica M. Gloria, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Gomez. Cody Matthew Good. Rosalie Tovar Guerra. Kimberly K. Honish, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Jeffrey Walker Hargrove, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Jordan Nicole Harrell. Quentin Havlock. Janice Hernandez. Tara S. Hoffman. Cassia Brooke Jaramillo, cum laude. Andrea Anise Jones, cum laude. Jeremiah Joseph Keith. Michelle Ann Kendrick. Chastity Renee King. Emily Ann King. Armin Kozica. Clara Lange. Deborah Hinckley Lawler, cum laude. Rachel Ann Lisuski. Norberto Luna. Stephanie Esther Martin. Brandy Joe McAllister. Caitlin Deanne McCoyd. Reagan Elaine McGee, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Tyriel M. Magruder. Katie Marie Meyer. Catherine Monica Murray. Kendra Marie Newman. Tamara J. O'Neill, cum laude. Brittany Ogletree. Joshua Ortiz. Ethan Kyle Owen. William Frederick Payne, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Alejandra Perales, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Brittany Marie Perez. Catalina Perez. Lieutenant Ruben Moises Perez. Catherine Sue-Ann Plagans, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Catherine Marie Pretty. Allison Haley Pruitt. Deborah Putnam. Maria Gemma Rader. Priscila G. Ramirez. Oscar Ramos. Second Lieutenant Hakeem Regis. Julie Lynn Reyna. Rebecca Rose Salazar. Ana Cristina Sanchez, magna cum laude. Chandra Marie Satterwhite. Sierra Brianne Sawyers. Alejandra Maria Soto. Alexa Noel Strebeck Cicina, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Hannah Leslie Tippett. Sonia Ramos Trevino, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Rebecca Suzanne Turner. Perla Esmeralda Vasquez, magna cum laude. Katie Marie Warmond, cum laude. Jordan Lane Walker, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, highest university honors. Araceli Karina Waters. Braden Weinman, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Archer College of Health and Human Services, Distinguished Student Award recipient. Jana Michelle Werner, cum laude. Tijuana Wesley Williams. Reginald B. Wilder II. Shay Nathaniel Wilkinson. Chastity Sade Williams. Charles Levi Wright, magna cum laude. Andriana Marie Young. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause. The College of Education, and leading the Department of Teacher Education is Dr. Kimberly L. Dickerson, Department Chair. Whitney Kai Alexander, magna cum laude. Kayla Brooke Ballou, summa cum laude. Leela Elizabeth Brister. Julia Alexandra Cancino Gawain. Brandy Marie Chapa. Leah Nicole Cooper. Taylor Lee Cooper. Angela Marie de la Cruz, magna cum laude. Ashley Nicole Doss, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi. Kelsey Lynn Dove. Janelle Renee Fant. Cheyenne Nicole Galloway. Jordan Brianne Gartman, summa cum laude, Alpha Chi. And her twin brother Justin Garrett Gartman, cum laude, Alpha Chi. Amanda Louise Goots. Caden Sheree Heinze, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, College of Education Distinguished Student Award recipient. Christine Ann Hill. Elizabeth Ibarra. Emily Grace Jimenez. Becca Danielle Kirkham. Quentin James Luce, magna cum laude. Hilda Minerva Barrera Martinez, cum laude. Teresa Jocelyn Maskill. Taylor Brock McDermott. Jessica Ann McGuire, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi. Lacey Shea Moring. Megan Colleen Mowry. Amber Jacqueline Music. Shaylee Pelzel, cum laude. Rebecca Maxine Quiros. Elizabeth Michelle Rapstein, magna cum laude, Alpha Chi, Phi Kappa Phi. Rebecca Rose Rudisil, cum laude. Cindy Marin Sainz, magna cum laude. Shelby Nicole Sanders, cum laude. Ashley Menee Short, cum laude. Morgan Taylor Stone, cum laude. Lauren Purcell Sutton, magna cum laude. Simone Sutton. Kirsty Leanne Taylor, cum laude. Cassandra Ann Turner. Jenna Raquel Vargas. Victoria Marie Villarreal. Whitney Renee Wardlaw, cum laude. Sydney Paige Widener. Please honor these graduates with a round of applause.
Congratulations, Angelo State University class of 2016. Applause for them. It's now my pleasure to introduce the newest second lieutenants produced for the United States Air Force by Angelo State University's United States Air Force ROTC Detachment 847. Mr. Ruben M. Paris. Mr. Hakeem E. Regis. Mr. Quinn T. Sokolnicki. Mr. Kung Nguyen, CEO of LSC Global Trade and Investment, will administer the oath of commissioning.
Raise your hand, right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name. Having been appointed as second lieutenant in the United States Air Force, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Please give him a round of applause.
I'd like to now introduce Ms. Jamie Aiken, Executive Director of Development and Alumni Services, to present some words to the class of 2016.
Thank you, Dr. Topliff. Would the class of 2016 please stand? Please move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to left as a symbol of commencement. If you have a class ring, you may now turn your ring to signify your status as alumni of Angelo State University. Thank you, and please be seated. Would all audience members who are Angelo State University graduates please stand? As representative of over 43,000 ASU graduates, the Alumni Association acknowledges your collective achievement with a deep sense of ASU pride, and we wish you continued success. Please join me in a round of applause for our newest ASU alumni. Thank you, and congrats on your graduation.
I now invite the class of 2016, the platform party, faculty, and all members of the audience to please stand and join in the singing of the alma mater led by Mr. Kirkland. In case you don't know the words are available on the back of your program.
In time to come, when we shall speak of Angelo State University, then let us raise our voices in praise for the truth we seek to set us free. In time to come, when our ideals shall become reality, then let us praise the alma mater, Angelo State University.
Members of the audience, if you would, please be seated and remain seated for the recessional of the platform party, the faculty, and the graduates. The spring 2016 commencement of Angelo State University is now concluded.